Immigration policy, including illegal immigration to the United States, was a signature issue of U.S. President Donald Trump's presidential campaign. And his proposed reforms and remarks about this issue generated much publicity. Trump has repeatedly said that illegal immigrants are criminals, despite Trump never explicitly mentioning correlation. Critics have argued that there is an increasing amount of evidence that immigration does not correlate with higher crime rates. A hallmark promise of his campaign was to build a substantial wall on the United States-Mexico border and to force Mexico to pay for the wall. Trump has also expressed support for a variety of limits on legal immigration and guest worker visas, including a pause on granting green cards, which Trump says will allow record immigration levels to subside to more moderate historical averages. Trump's proposals regarding H-1B visas frequently changed throughout his presidential campaign. But as of late July 2016, he appeared to oppose the H-1B visa program. As president, Trump imposed a travel ban that prohibited issuing visas to citizens of 7 largely Muslim countries, expanded to 13 in 2020. In response to legal challenges, he revised the ban twice, with his third version being upheld by the Supreme Court in June 2018. He attempted to end the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, but a legal injunction has allowed the policy to continue while the matter is the subject of legal challenge. He imposed a zero-tolerance policy to require the arrest of anyone caught illegally crossing the border, which resulted in separating children from their families. Tim Cook and 58 other CEOs of major American companies warned of harm from Trump's immigration policy. The zero-tolerance policy was reversed in June 2018. But multiple media reports of continued family separations were published in the first half of 2019. In his first State of the Union address on January 30, 2018, Trump outlined his administration's 4 pillars for immigration reform: ending the diversity visa lottery, and restrictions on family-based immigration. The 4 pillars reinforce Trump's campaign slogan to Buy American, Hire American, and 2017 executive order by the same name, and tracks with previously outlined immigration policy priorities. Under pressure from the Trump administration, Mexico and other Latin American countries strengthened their efforts to stop illegal immigration to the U.S. in March 2016. Trump addressed E-Verify, an online tool provided by the American government to detect if business employees are unauthorized aliens. Trump declared, "I'm using E-Verify on just about every job. I'll tell you, it works." In December 2018, The Washington Times reported that in the 565 companies that President Trump had a financial stake in, as disclosed in May 2018, only 5 companies used E-Verify. In January 2019, Trump's son, Eric Trump, said that the Trump Organization was now instituting E-Verify on all of our properties as soon as possible. In August 2016, according to Time magazine, just unsealed court documents from 1990 showed testimony and sworn depositions revealed the following scenario: in 1979 and 1980, Trump had personally seen Polish workers at their jobs, instructed for them to be hired through a new company, then employed them to demolish a building to make way for the Trump Tower in Manhattan. Trump later toured the demolition site multiple times. The workers had 12-hour shifts, and some worked 24-hour shifts. They were paid around $4 to $5 an hour, less than half of the stipulated union wage at the time. The workers testified that most of them did not use safety equipment like hard hats. After a dispute over workers not being paid occurred, Trump personally met some of the workers and agreed to pay them directly. According to testimony, Trump's payments were inconsistent, leading to further disputes with the workers. Daniel Sullivan, a labor consultant, testified that Trump in June 1980 asked Sullivan for advice regarding that he had some illegal Polish employees on the job. Although not in his testimony, Sullivan later said that the Polish workers were receiving starvation wages. The lawyer for the Polish workers, John Sabo, testified that in August 1980, he received a call from Trump's lawyer Erwin Durbin, who said that Trump was threatening to have the Polish workers deported. In 1998, after a 15-year legal battle over whether Trump had neglected to pay his due amount to a union fund, for the Polish workers. Trump settled the case when a jury trial was about to start on whether he was the legal employer of the Polish workers. From 1980 to 2016, Trump repeatedly denied that he knew that the Polish workers were illegal immigrants. In November 2017, more court documents regarding the above situation of the Polish workers were unsealed. They showed that a crew of 200 Polish workers had worked on the demolition, and that Trump H.